first go around for this YouTube thing, and we got this new channel called Give It a Shot DIY, and I'm going to do an intro video at some point to tell you why it's so named, why we call it Give It a Shot. But anyway, today what we're going to do with our first little excursion is we're going to show you how to tan a hide. And so it's I'm kind of showing you the end product. This is a hide that we did this summer. It's hunting season again. We shot this little doe, or we harvested this little doe at the end of last deer season, and just had a wild idea to give it a shot. And so here we are. We've got a hide done. You can see it's a hair on hide, as they call it. We left the hair on because we wanted to make a nice rug or wall hanging or seat cover or something. It's a white-tailed doe, a small doe, and you can see the bottom side is dried and it's somewhat soft like a chamois. Really all it needs is just a little bit more work as far as softening up the hide. But this is going to be our end product, and today we're going to work on another whitetail. I was able to harvest a spike buck this past weekend, and my nephew got an axis doe this past fall, and so he asked me to tan the hide on that doe hide as well. So we're kind of excited about that one. But to get this process going, it's a fairly easy process. Takes a little time. If you need a hobby, it'll take a little free time away from you, but it's kind of fun, kind of a little adventure for us. Got my son helping me with some of the technical stuff here, but both my son and my daughter are in the intro video, and you'll see that we all like to hunt, and so kind of making this a little family venture. But some of the materials that you will need, obviously you're going to need a hide, and you're going to have to come up with that on your own. You need to try to do that legally and humanely. And we hunt and fish and harvest our own game, and then we process our own meat. And I thought this was just the next step, was to process these hides and make something out of them. So here we go. But one of the products that you'll need is here. And this is just a Deer Hunter's tanning solution, Deer Hunter and Hide tanning solution. And I can post the information here. You'll see the orange bottle if you just do an internet search for it. You'll find the internet. We'll find a lot of links for this, but I can post that somewhere or get my son to do that for me. And we use this product. The other thing that you'll need is a good bit of salt. And so this is just plain salt. The recommendation is for plain salt and not iodized salt. I honestly don't know the reason for that, but they're both about 50 cents a pound. So this is about 1.5 pounds of salt. Doesn't cost more than 40 or 50 cents for that. And you'll need several pounds, 4 or 5 pounds per hide. So what we're going to do today, though, is a little twist on what I did for this doe. I knew at the time that I harvested this little doe that I was going to try to tan the hide, and so as I was processing the meat, I took the hide off and took some care in making sure that I got as much meat off of the hide at that time, which makes it a little easier later on for me if I'm the one tanning the hide. Most times I've not done that in the past. If it was something that I didn't need with the meat, I let it go away as I pulled the hide off of the carcass. But I think you'll get to see both of these hides are a little different. The whitetail hide, same deal. We cleaned it pretty good when we were skinning the deer. My nephew's axis doe has got a little more meat and tissue on it. And so what I've done in the past, and of course historically what's been done, is folks would get a rounded post, a smooth post, lay that hide with the hair side down over that post and scrape it. That's what I did with this little doe, but it's a lot of work. And so I've since learned that a pressure washer can possibly do the same thing. And so here we go. We're going to give it a shot today and get our pressure washer out and clean these 2 hides that we're going to work through for you. So if you'll just stay hooked here, we're going to give it a shot and get these 2 hides tanned for you in the next week or so. Okay, so now what we got is these 2 hides here. We'll probably start with this whitetail hide, and like I said in the beginning, this hide still has some meat in it, but you can see the inside still has some meat, some tissue that we're going to have to take this out. And so we're going to work on this and get all this down to just a clean white hide. That's the goal, is to get this cleaned off. And of course we've got to cut out this neck because the neck is still tubular. We were able to take this one out over his head. Same with the front legs, they're still stockings, and so we're going to have to split those down. Just take a sharp knife and rip those. Same with the tail. In this case, I pulled the tail off, but it's not completely pulled off. So we're going to have to take and split the tail as well. So you need all of the raw part of the hide exposed so that A, we can clean it, and then B, we can salt it after that. So that's the goal for today, is to get all this tissue, other than the hide, scraped off or sprayed off, and then we're going to salt it and start the drying process. The axis hide, I just got this out of the bag. My nephew sent it to me yesterday, or handed it to me yesterday. Looks like just about the same kind of deal. We've got a little more red meat in here to work with and to clean off, and looks like they left us the whole tail, and so we'll have to split that and skin that out as well, and go ahead and we'll have to split her neck up through here to get that all exposed so that we can work all that hide and dry that whole thing. So that's where we're headed. We're going to lay this out, get them split, and start spraying. Okay, so right about here in the video, I managed to pull the tail completely off. That is, I pulled the tail meat out and the bone, as well as about half the tail hide. And so what we'll do, it's not a big deal. We can stitch it back in, no problem. But so far with 4 hides, I'm 3 for 4. Okay, so we finished pressure washing this hide, and we got all the main pieces of fat and meat and other tissue off of the hide. What you want to get down to is a nice clean hide, and a pressure washer works really well for that. You'll see, if you get in really close, you can see there's still some fibrous looking stuff here. Don't sweat it too much. You want to get as much as you can. Take your time with the pressure washer or the knife scraping, but get as much as you can. But we're going to wrap this episode up here, and in our next episode we're going to take this same hide, we're going to salt it, and we'll have another chance to revisit those pieces of tissue. We can scrape those off later on as well. So try to do the best you can, get it nice, clean, and white, and then we're going to take it from here. In the next episode you'll see where it goes. Thank you for watching.